Good day everyone, we are the Group 12 reporters. I am Shane Dimis Saladaga together with Miss Mylene Bahaw and Miss Ariana Jane De Los Reyes. So our topic is all about scoring methods, holistic versus analytic. So first we discuss about what is scoring method. So a scoring method is simply the systematic procedure, or it is a method, approach, or process that follows a fixed step-by-step plan to achieve a specific result. It is used to assign a numerical value or a score, or a symbolic value. It is a grade like a letter or descriptor to a student's work or performance. So example of scoring method is like rubric. So it is a step-by-step plan. So maghimo ka rubrics to set a standard to the work of students. In the context of education and assessment, especially for complex tasks like essays, project, presentation, or portfolios, the scoring method does have two key things. So first, it specifies criteria, so it defines what constitutes quality work. This is usually done through a set of criteria or a scoring guide or a rubrics. In the context of scoring methods means it clearly defining the essential qualities, skills, or characteristics that students' work must exhibit to earn a particular score or performance level. So these criteria form the foundation of a rubrics, or it is a scoring guide serving as the official standard. So if mag-make ka og rubrics, it is ang imuhang goal ani is setting a standards for equality work against which the work is judged. The main role of specifying criteria is to ensure that assessment have a fair, objective, and useful work. Second is determines procedure. So it outlines how a rater applies those criteria to the student's work to arrive at the final score. So it is the work of the teacher or the examiner. It is a step-by-step process and rules that dictate how the human rater or automated system converts the student's performance into a final score. It is the mechanism that ensures the specified criteria are applied consistently and results are calculated correctly. So ang determine procedures is gipaunsa ni sa rater pag hatag og final score sa performer or sa students. So by following the rubrics, mo ni ang iyahang way kung giunsa niya paghatag sa score or grade sa students. The choice of scoring method is critical because it dictates what information the student receives and how reliable the assessment is. So here are some of the purpose of scoring methods and its explanation. First is the quantification. To convert a qualitative performance or a well-written essay or a complete project into a quantifiable, measurable score. So ang kaning scoring method is iyang gi-convert ang qualitative performance like making essay into a quantifiable or measurable score, which is kanang mga grades or score. The next one is the communication. It is to clearly communicate to students, parents, and other stakeholders what the expectation were and how will those expectations were met. So ang purpose sa scoring methods sa communication is ma-apply diri gihapon ang communication by accompanying criteria play in transmitting clear, actionable information to various stakeholders about the performance or product. So before the work is even started, the scoring criteria, or usually in a rubric, serve as a clear communication tool, telling the student what to focus and what quality looks like. So for example, no, if maghatag ka ng score or grade sa student, mas nindot nga mag-imo pud siya i-communicate by providing a clear reason nganong kana imuhang gihatag sa iya, ha, kay para dili mo magkaaway or dili ma-misunderstood sa estudyante why nganong kana ra imuhang gihatag or nganong hiana kadak ang gihatag nimo sa iya, ha. Then next is standardization. It is to ensure that different raters or the same rater at different times evaluate work with a degree of consistency and objectivity. So sa ganina akong giingon is ang maghimo ang paghimo sa score method, it is also ang reason aniya is for setting standard, and it is for na fairness ang paghatag nimo og grado sa estudyante by if mag-base ka dito sa rubrics nga imuhang gi-provide. Next is diagnosis. So it is to provide feedback that identifies specific areas of strength and areas that need improvement. So naamantay ka ng namantoy first na to nga report is about sa diagnostic testing. So pwede to diri ma-apply through providing rubrics. Makuan po nimo ma-identify nimo diri og unsa ang strength sa bata, or if napabay need i-improve sa iyang performance or activity. So that's all for my topic. Let's proceed to my co-reporters.
Good day everyone. Today I will discuss the holistic and analytic scoring. Holistic and analytic scoring are two primary methods used to evaluate students' performance, especially in writing tasks, speaking tests, and performance-based assessments. So, ang both approaches, nag-aim siya to measure a learner's proficiency, but lahi-lahi sila in focus, the process, and the kind of feedback they provide sa estudyante. In holistic scoring, it is a method of evaluation where the rater gives an overall judgment of a student work as a single or complete unit. Sa entire essay nimo, tagaan lang ka uniya og direct nga kanang score. Then or either tagaan ka og kanang provide po na og feedback ang rater like kanang excellent, good, mga ingana nga comments, or nakadepende sa rater kung sa ilang expression sa imuhang essay. So like, instead of scoring individual aspects like sa grammar or organization separately, the rater assesses the overall quality sa imuhang essay, coherence, and impact of the work based on a pre-established scale or rubric. Ang holistic scoring is nag-focus siya sa overall effectiveness and impression of the work. Like the idea that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Ang output sa holistic scoring is the result is a single score. For example, kanang a numerical rating, a letter grade, or a descriptor grades such as like kanang excellent, good, fair, or needs improvement. First, like kanang example sa holistic scoring, kanang a teacher nga nag-evaluate siya og kanang essay, and then gibasa ang entire essay, then tagaan lang na niya og score nga 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5 kay ana na siya mga kuan pod instances nga mga lackings like it flows well, has a strong argument, and effectively communicate the message. Akanang hindot iyahang kuan bitaw pag-construct og idea, mayo kayo iyahang organization, iyang structure nindot kaayo, but iyahang kuan lang pod kanang naa siya few grammatical mistakes. So tagaan jud na niya og kanang 4 or 3 out of 5 na score. Yet, without knowing the student nga lack di ay imuhang, dili gid ka makabalo ba nga kanang mali imuhang grammar, kulang imuhang grammar, pag-construct ing ana. So mao nang ang holistic scoring. Lantawon ang quality, dili ang iyahang kanang dili ka i-rate niya separately. Dili i-rate imuhang essay separately kung asa ang daghang kulang nimo, kundi ang entire work nimo mismo ang hatagan ra og grade niya. So, in analytic scoring, it evaluates student work by dividing it into multiple components or criteria and scoring each separately. For example, an AC may be judged on content, organization, vocabulary, grammar, and mechanics, each with its own score. So, lahi pod ang analytic scoring di ay. Kay, ang analytic scoring is, it shows and nag-indicate siya og criteria ba for scoring sa imuhang essay. Anang naagid siya naka-specific bitaw imuhang kuan pagka na bitang how are you going to write an essay kay naa kay kuan ba kanang naa kay criteria for like content, organization, or kind of structure, vocabulary, grammar, and mechanics. So naagid siya naka-specific nga kuan ba kana bitong criteria og unsaon siya pag-judge or unsaon pag-judge imuhang essay. Ang analytic scoring, it focus specific measurable aspects of performance, and each criterion is clearly defined, making the assessment more structured and detailed. So the array pod sa analytic scoring is imuhang essay is i-score siya separately. Mailhan jud nimo kanang aha gyud imuhang pagkukulang ba sa imuhang lackings. For example, mabasa sa teacher sa kuan kana sa teacher imuhang essay, then nindot ka imuhang content, dili kaayo good imuhang imuhang organization sa imuhang essay, and then there kanang daghan pug kag mistake sa imuhang grammar, imong vocabulary food is very good dayon. So kanang each criteria is ikuan jud na niya ikana bitang tagaan og score. So like kung may example nindot imong content, so tagaan kag 4 over 5. Then imong organization pod kay kanang dili kayo bitaw arrange imong pag-construct sa imong grammar, so tagaan lang ka og 3 over 5, 2 over 5 ana. And then sa imong grammar pod is daghan kayo kag sayop, daghan ka og kulang, so tagaan lang gyud ka gamayng score like 2 over 5 or 3 over 5. Then sa imong nindot kay imong content, dili kay ka maayo mo construct og dili kayo organize imuhang essay, and then imuhang grammar is daghan pud mali, but you are very good in vocabulary, so daghan jud kag dakong score ana. For example like 4 over 5 na mga ing ana nga score. So iyang ang kuan bitaw sa analytic scoring is detalyado ang pag-score sa imuhang essay. Mailhan jud nimo ba nga kanang in content you need to improve in your grammar, you need to improve more, you're very good at kanang expressing your idea, pero lacking spud ka og kanang pag-organize sa imuhang essay. So, mailhan jud nimo ba og asa bitaw imuhang mali? Naka-specify jud ang kaamba ang feedback sa analytics scoring. Dili siya pareha sa holistic nga kanang giusa lang ang pag-score bitaw kanang di ba kasagara sa atoa kay makit-an man nato ato ang score sa ato ang essay is alay kanang 8/10 ning ana bitaw siya. So girate siya as a whole, dili pareha sa analytics scoring nga gitagsa-tagsa gyud ang pag-score. So that is all about my topic, and thank you.
Hello everyone, let's continue the discussion of holistic and analytic scoring by comparison table and its feature. First, we have the judgment. In holistic, it's a single overall impression or a quick judged. Example, the teacher reviewed the final display and presentation, focusing on overall impact and success of the entire project. In analytic scoring, it separates scores for different criteria. Example, the teacher judged separate skills, delivery, organization, evidence, persuasion, and time. Next, we have the output. For holistic, it says one final score or grade. Example, the teacher assigned a single's final score of 67 out of 85 based on quality, effort, and execution. For analytic scoring, it's a multiple subscores. Final score is an aggregate. Example, the students receive 5 subscores. Delivery is 18 out of 20. Organization is 15 out of 20. The evidence is 10 out of 20. Persuasion is 19 out of 20. And the time is 5 out of 5. The total of 67 out of 85. Next, we have time to grade. In holistic, it is faster, more efficient. Next is time to grade. For holistic, faster, more efficient. Example, the teacher makes one single decision based on the general impression. Less time is spent in writing feedback. It relies on the teacher's intuition and expertise. After a quick review, it's about the guilt feeling of the quality. Example, a grader for a large standardized test can score 30 out of 50 short essay per hour. Their goal is only to assign a final rank. For analytic scoring, it's lower, more time-consuming, because the grader must stop, read the work against multiple criteria, and calculate several subscores. It requires meticulous checking of every defined component. Example is counting errors, verifying source. Example, a teacher scoring a class essay might take 10 to 15 minutes per paper to fill out the detailed rubrics and write custom comments. It is ideal for formative assessment, where the investment of time provides value. It's ideal for formative assessment, where the investment of time provides valuable. It's ideal for formative assessment, where the investment of time provides valuable learning feedback. Next, we have feedback. For holistic scoring, it's general and non-specific. Example, the comment is very engaging and clear, well done. How its effect on the students. The student know they did well, but the student doesn't know if they need to improve a skills like using a better sources. For analytic scoring, it is detailed diagnostic. If the comment are specific. Example, excellent eye contact for delivery, but your claims is lack of a specific fact to back up them or the evidence. The students know they need to immediately focus on finding stronger evidence For the next speech, the scoring is roadmap for improvement. Last is use case. For holistic scoring, summative assessment, large-scale testing, example is a standardized exam. Used in a final high-stakes competition where only the overall winners matter. For analytic, it's used formative assessment, classroom instruction, and guiding revision. Used for a practice speech in class to help the students learn and refine their weakness areas. In summary, these both methods, the teacher gets the best of the both worlds. Analytic scoring is used early on the detailed feedback and guiding students' learning, while in holistic scoring is used at the end of the efficient final evaluation and determining the overall rank. This strategy ensures that grading is both fair and instructive.
And that's all our report about scoring method and holistic versus analytic scoring.